Hello again, everyone. So this is going to be a fairly long video again today. This is going to be all of my B6 Slim Chic Sparrow leather covers that I have in my collection. This is not going to include folios. This is just traveler's notebooks. Part of the reason why I wanted to do this is first off to show my collection while it is so large. And second off, so that I can actually go through them, which I haven't done in a while, and think about which ones I want to sell, because I really need to cull down my collection because I have way too many. These that you're seeing now is just a small fraction of what I'm going to show you today. These are the ones that I currently have in use in some way or another. The next group that I'm going to show you is the notebooks that I'm already thinking of selling, and then I'm going to show you the large collection of B6 Slim notebooks that I generally keep flat in a cabinet, and then I rotate out generally with my main everyday carry, which I'm currently housing in this this notebook here, which is a Giovanni. And so for the ones that I have things or dedicated uses of, I will go into the use of it a little bit. If I have a video associated with the setup, I will put a link down below. For the covers that I don't really have a use for right now, I'll probably go a little bit more quickly through those. So let's go ahead and get started. This one that I pointed out is a Cascade B6 Slim. These are all B6 Slim, so I'm probably going to stop saying that. Giovanni. And this is from the rather new collection. This is just the current one that I'm using as my calendar and bullet journal. And I will put a link below to the latest video on this setup. This is pretty much the B6 Slim setup that I use the most every day. So I'm going to put that off to the side where I normally keep that on my desk. And then this one is my gratitude journal. I actually profiled this in a video recently along with the sort of my everyday carry one that I just showed you. So I'll probably put a link down to that video so that you can see all the different setups in that video. This one is a which one is this? Dr. Jones, which has the front pocket and is a somewhat rugged leather, and it's a fairly old design. And these are only my Chic Sparrow B6 Slims. This is the largest collection of B6 Slims that I have of any brand, but I do have some others, which I will show at a different point in a different video. But you'll see what part of the reason why I really need to cull my collection, because it's getting out of hand. So this one does not have pockets. I have a 5-year Midori notebook in here used as a gratitude journal, and that video that I've linked down below will show you. I'm still getting little bits of wood from this little bead, which is from Summer Wind Art on Etsy. And the link to that shop will be in the video that I'm linking below. Okay, and then this one is a matcha from the Tea House collection. I've replaced the elastic with a green elastic. This one I used to call Kermit, but now is just regular old matcha because of the one underneath it, which I replaced it with. This is currently being used for my Animal Crossing game setup, which is kind of tragic because I have a Nintendo Switch Lite, and I've had battery problems with it 2 times in a row. They actually replaced the battery and sent it back to me, and now I'm having those same problems again. So I haven't been able to play this much because of that. So that's one's been fairly unused. So this is the new Kermit, which is the Hata leather from the Carol collection. And this has another Summer Wind Art bead on it, and both this one and the matcha I inscribed with "It's Not Easy Being Green" to reference Kermit the Frog. And this one I'm currently using as my garden journal. I will actually link to a video that I posted recently where I swapped my setups around, and that will have successive links to the setup videos, so we can keep it kind of simple with the references here. And this one is a Darcy leather. This is back when the whole collection was called Darcy instead of Austin. So this is the purple leather, which I'm now forgetting the name of, but this one I have set up as a Rings and Strings notebook, and I'm keeping fabric samples in it. And I will put a link down below to this setup. I did a video quite a while ago about this one, so I'll go ahead and put that in there. And this is a deluxe. Some are Cascade, some are deluxe. If I don't point it out, you'll be able to tell the Cascade pockets because they're vertical, and the regular deluxe pockets, which I think they're no longer selling, or at least not currently while I'm filming this, just has this configuration with the pockets and then a secretarial pocket in the back. Okay. And then here, this is my work journal, and this is from the old Odyssey line, which was a distressed version of the Darcy leather. And I think at one point this is a distressed toffee, which is, I think it's Athena, but I could be wrong. But this is just my work setup. So my common everyday use notebooks, a lot of them are B6 Slims. And then this one I actually am not using, but I have on a shelf to try and find a use for it. This is from the Tiffany collection, and it is a Cascade pocket version. I just have a blank insert in here and a Keeley Reichman wallet insert at the current time. I think I just moved something out of here, but I really love this leather. I like that it's kind of rugged and shows wear, but in a very interesting way. And again, another Summer Wind Art wooden bead, which I really like because on the opposite side is a tail for the whale. All right. And this notebook, so this is a classic, but in the Odyssey line as well. I think this was what is now being called Emma in the Austin collection, but it's the almost undyed leather, and then this is the distressed with the cup rings and ink. And this is a classic. I purchased this off of a buy-sell trade group because I was specifically looking for this. And in here I have a little watercolor setup. Actually, I have another loose watercolor insert. I don't know if I'll keep that in here. But I have this. I believe that I don't have a setup video for this. I've never shown this on the channel before. This is an insert from Oribu shop on Etsy. And I just have some writing tools and a travel watercolor brush. Normally I would keep a travel palette in here, but I don't have one in here right now. And then back here I have a dashboard covering another watercolor insert, and then I have this Copic multi-liner here. And I think this is 0.5. No, it's a 0.3. It's a little small. So that's how I have that one set up. And then this is another Odyssey in the purple leather from the Darcy collection. Again, all of the Odysseys were Darcy collection leathers that were distressed. And actually, no, I think this is a Hemingway. I'm sorry. So the Hemingway is also, the base is also the Darcy leather. Or Austin leather. They've made so many changes, it's hard to keep track. And I think that this was called Kilimanjaro with this sort of vignette on the outside. And this one I don't really have a use for yet, but I do have a rings and strings set up in here as well. I have a little rings wallet, and then this is all Tomoe River paper, the old Tomoe River paper. So I'm trying to find a use for this. Originally I had an idea to make this my fountain pen testing book, but it just didn't seem like it was going to work very well given the size of the paper, so I kind of gave that up, but now I need to find another use for that. And as you can see, there's a little bit of sort of like a milky film developing on here. And I've shown this on the channel before. This is one of the Chic Sparrow bags, the dust bags, and all you really need to do to polish up your leather is rub it with the bag. You can see quite a bit of difference between the top and bottom there, or at least I can. You may not be able to see it as well. Okay, so that, I believe, is all of my currently in use B6 Slims, or, you know, trying to find a use. Let me put these off to the side here. It's a pretty big stack in and of itself. And then, like I said, the next stack is going to be somewhat smaller. These are ones that I've already identified as traveler's notebooks that I probably want to sell, but I have not listed them yet. So this is I believe it is a burgundy from the original Darcy line. Since I got a new burgundy notebook, I thought of getting rid of this. The problem is sometimes when I go through my notebooks, I get a little bit attached and I think, oh, well, this actually is very pretty. This is the old style with the pen loop that faces inward. It's a really beautiful color, but just it's a duplicate essentially at this point in time. And I'm not as much of a fan of the white stitching. The one that I have now, which you'll see later, is has matching stitching, which I prefer. So this is one of the ones I have lined up to sell. And I won't be selling here on YouTube. How I usually like to sell these is through a buy-sell trade group on Facebook. So if you are at all interested in any of these, I will put a link to the buy-sell trade groups below, but quite honestly, at this point, I'm not sure when I'm going to be posting these. And so this is an old Darcy toffee with the white stitching, and this I believe I got as part of a second chance. And you can see this has this sort of milky film on it as well. Maybe I'll just keep a dust bag here to wipe those off. And before I sell, I always polish them up so that when they go out, they're nice and fresh for whoever ends up getting it. Because you can see that really polishes that up. But this is also essentially a duplicate with at least one other B6 Slim that I have now. So I was thinking of selling this one as well. I'm just going to line these up, not in their bags at this point in time. I'd put them in the bags so that they would be ready to go. And so this one is this the Alaric? No, because the Alaric is darker. This was a limited run leather, and I'm completely blanking on the name. And actually, I was going to pull this one out and keep it because I had been missing it in my collection. So I'm supposed to be going the other way, but but this was one that I wanted to take out and not put in the sale collection. So I'll put that on the other pile I have back there. All right, and then this one is a dark blue mockingbird in the blue jay color. And I just never really gravitated towards this notebook. It does have a really pretty design. It looks a little bit like water depending on how you're looking at it, but I just was never going for this. And the darker color just wasn't my favorite. So I think I am going to end up selling this one, and I had changed the elastics to a matching blue elastic there. And then the last one in this stack, as you can see this stack is fairly small, is a Claire from the Outlander collection. And for the longest time I had been searching for sort of an interesting B6 Slim Claire. This one actually has some very interesting wrinkles and marks in the leather. And I just never end up using this. And I do have another Claire that was from an earlier batch, I believe, that's a little more slick. Also probably because it's been used, and it is in a personal size, and I tend to use that one more just because I have so many B6 Slims, as you will see, that this one is in the to sell pile as well. So that's a pretty small stack for those. Let me go ahead and put these down, and this next set I'm going to have to do in multiple multiple parts because I have many of them, and hopefully there aren't other brands in here. Most of these are Chic Sparrow. I'll probably take, actually I can already see one that is not Chic Sparrow, so I'm going to go ahead and take that one out and put that aside. If I come across others, I will just take them out like that. Okay, so I am going to stack these up as I show them to you, because these I have all oriented this way in the drawer. And as you can see, when they're stored, they do, especially the Austin leather slash Darcy leather, does tend to get this little bit of waxy buildup there, which is very easy to get rid of. So this is from the Hemingway collection as well. This, and so many of these, I'm probably going to forget the names of the leather, but This was one of the Hemingway collection, and I really, really love this. It's really quite a lovely green color. This is probably one that I will keep for quite a long time just because I really do like the color of it. It's never been changed from what it is originally, so that's going to be kept. Okay, this next one is, I had actually added a little ribbon to use as a bookmark, and this one has also, I hope this isn't distracting to you for me to clean these as I'm going through them. So this one is the matcha, I believe. No, not matcha. Oh my goodness, I'm totally forgetting. It's essentially the equivalent of the toffee in the Tea House collection. And this one had already gotten some pretty good marks when I was using it, but I have not used it for a while, and then ended up with this little ashy appearance here. So as you can see, that does a really great job. This one I probably also will not get rid of just because it is such a nice leather, and it's quite a bit thinner than the Darcy leather, this Tea House leather is, but it's this, when I had my inserts in it, it molded so nicely to it that it was really, really nice. I just had swapped out, so that's the only reason why that is. All right, and it looks like I had another one in here. So this one is, again, the Hemingway in the, whatever the base version, the Darcy / Toffee. So this is one that I'm thinking of getting rid of as well. It did not have as much vignetting on the side as I wanted. I'm actually going to put this to the side now just because it's one that I do want to consider for that, for selling. But I mean, actually I think it has darkened up even being in the cabinet. It's a little darker than I remember it, but it just wasn't, I mean, it didn't have a lot of vignetting and not enough for me, I don't think. So I'm going to put that off to the other side here. Go ahead and put a bag underneath. All right, and this one, this is also in the Austen collection. This is the brown leather, and again, I'm forgetting the name. This one I think I got used. Oh wait, this is Hemingway as well. You can tell because it has the sort of vignetting on the side. And this was one I was also thinking of selling, but I really do kind of like the look of it. This one I think I'm probably going to have to put off to the side, but continue to think about that one. And this is one of my keep forever notebooks. This is a Maverick Deluxe in the golden brown leather, and I believe that I bought this right when they stopped carrying this configuration, and this was like the last one I bought when they had that going on. And I just love the this one almost got lost in the mail. I was really happy that it didn't get lost in the mail, but it just has really nice patterning on the front, and I really like that one a lot. Okay, and then this is the, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting what this is too. This is the super sturdy leather that they had. Oh, Pelican. This is the Pelican leather, and this is another one. I just feel like there are so many leathers that are a little too similar. This is another one that I'm considering selling. So let me put that off to this side, and I will get the next stack here. Oh, and I'm already seeing another non-Chic Sparrow there. Okay, so then this one is a buttered rum, which is now being called Emma, and this is one of the first Chic Sparrow notebooks that I ever got, actually. And because of that, I will probably keep this one long term. It's developed some really nice characters, so you can kind of see what an older notebook looks like. I'm trying to go through these fairly methodically. Oh God, I can't even say that today. Okay, so this is a time traveler in the Outlander leather, and this one was one that I was searching for quite a while, and I have never actually used it. I think that I'm not quite ready to part with it yet because I do love this really deep blue color, And I'm going to keep it for a little while longer and see if I end up gravitating towards it and using it. If not, it might end up on the sale pile as well. And this is a ink notebook, and in the Darcy leather or Austin leather. And this one, you can definitely tell that there's that build up there. And this one I might end up considering selling as well, just because I don't gravitate towards this one either. I do have a black, what's it called? Scout that I think I would use more often than this one. So I'm going to put that one on the tentative to get rid of pile. And then I'll see what I have at the end. I'm probably not going to go over those again with you all. And then this is the Moroccan Pink in a Cascade Deluxe. This one I really like as well. I actually have a Summer Wind art charm on here as well. And this is one that I really like. I really love the feel of the leather, so that one I'm going to be hanging on to as well. Oh, and that is not a Chic Sparrow. That's to be seen later, and so is this one. Okay, so let's move on to the next stack. All right, so this one is actually a Cascade Tea House Americano, and this one, it's kind of interesting to see which ones do tend to discolor. I guess you could call it discoloration. But this is an Americano, and I really do like this one as well. One issue I had with this when I got it is that I felt like it was a little bit formal looking, but I love the feel of it and I love the look of it. So this is going to be one that's going to stay in the keep pile. And then this one is a Wine Outlander, which is also an old style. And this one I searched for forever. This one I am definitely going to be keeping because this is one that I absolutely love the deep red color of. And then, so this one's tough. This is a, this was a special leather for the holidays, and I haven't used it just because it's kind of pristine and I don't want to mess it up. And given that I feel that way, I'm not sure I want to keep this one, but it is such a lovely color. Like, I really love this red color, and there's some really interesting leather pattern on the inside. So this is one I have to think about whether I want to keep or get rid of, but it's really a lovely color. And then this one is also one that I'm going to keep or think of getting rid of. This is a Fraser in the red. And this is one that I love the color of it, but I feel like, do I really need more than one red notebook like this? Whereas, I have this one, and then I also have that one I just showed you. You can kind of see the difference between the three. Rosewood, I think is what this one was called. And of the three, I definitely prefer this shade of red. And probably my second choice would be the Rosewood. But Fraser, even though they no longer carry it, I think that may end up going by the wayside. Okay, and I'm going to get one more stack. And this one's a little thicker so that we can go fairly quickly here. So this one is that Black Scout that I was telling you about. Love this one. This one's also going to be in my permanent collection there. This is a buttered rum in the Cascade. And actually, because I have this one, I'm wondering if I want to keep my original. I kind of want to keep my original buttered rum just because, it was one of my first notebooks, but it's in the same size and the same leather. And I really do love the Cascade pockets, so this is probably my preferred style, but I'll probably have to go back through and really think about whether I want to keep that original one. I'm leaning on the side, oh, that's also not a Chic Sparrow. I'm also leaning on the side of keeping it just because, like I said, it was one of the first ones that I ever purchased from Chic Sparrow. And then, so this one is just a regular toffee or a Mr. Darcy notebook. And so part of the reason why I didn't think I wanted to keep the Hemingway over there that I showed you earlier is because I have this one, which it has the cascade pockets, which I love, and has some really interesting leather features. So this will probably be the one that I keep out of those two. And then this one, so this is interesting. So this is obviously not patinaed at all. This is a untooled, undyed. Basically, it came from the hand-tooled collection, but I had no dye, no hand tooling. And I have not used this at all, but I'm still tempted to keep it because it is really, really beautiful leather. But, you know, it hasn't patinaed at all because it's just been kept in a drawer. But at some point, I need to use it. Okay, and then this is a hand-tooled M, which I'm actually thinking of getting rid of because I have not been using it. And I feel like this dye is a little bit too yellow for me. So I was hoping that there might be enough people with the letter M who would be interested in that. So that's also going in the maybe pile. And this one, so I'm not really sure about this one. I really love the color, but the leather is so this one is, oh God, which one is, it's part of the Carol collection. It's Duchess, that's what it is. And I managed to find a string from Illustring that matched exactly, but this one I just don't gravitate towards because it is so easily scratched and I'm afraid of scratching it more. There's already a few scratches on here. So this is one that I'll have to think about as well. And then a surprise color that when I got, I really, really loved is this Fraser. This was also in the Outlander collection, and I just love the pull-up on this and the coloring. It's sort of a gold color, which is so, so beautiful. This is also sort of like a trip down memory lane for Chic Sparrow because there's so many old designs in here. Okay, so this one is a burgundy cascade. This is kind of why I was thinking that I wouldn't be keeping the other original burgundy because this one, when I got this, it was like basically the perfect color and the perfect notebook. So this one is definitely a keeper. And then here I have a relatively new hummingbird that I got, which was they released it in the Cascade with the old pen loop. I was really excited about that. This is the light hummingbird. So this is the color I prefer for my, no, I'm sorry, I keep calling it hummingbird. Hummingbird was the green one. This is the blue one, the light blue one. So this is Blue Jay. And I put on, I don't know if I'll keep this permanently, but I put on this sort of lighter yellow string, which I actually quite like with that combo. So this is going to be a keeper there. And then this one, so this is March Hare from the Carol collection. And I thought before I got it that I would just really, really love it. But I find that I have not been using it. And I haven't been gravitating towards it. But it does have sort of this lovely wrinkly look on the front. I think maybe if it was just a little bit darker, I would probably be drawn to it more. But this is one that I'm going to have to think about as well. And this next one was one that I looked for quite a long time. This is, you can see from the inside, there are essentially cascade style pockets here. This was the Planner Perfect edition, which was a collaboration between Chic Sparrow and Jenny Penton. And it has this beautiful, I think it's sunflower on the front with a front pocket. And this is, you know, one of my favorites that I've been looking for a long time. So when I finally got that, that's certainly not going anywhere. And this one, so I love the black creme, but because this one is not deluxe, I find that I have not been using it. So this might be another one that has to go to a home that will use it appropriately. And then this is another hand-tooled notebook with an M on it. And again, this one I just am not really that drawn to. And I'm wondering, oops, I have too big of a stack here. Things are starting to slide off. Let me see if I can correct that before it gets too far. There we go. So this one, you know, that's going over to the maybe pile as well. And then, oh, I think this is the last one, folks. Okay, so this one is a, what was this called? So this is one of the earlier leathers in a purple tone, and I've forgotten now what they called this version, but it has a zipper pocket here, cascade pockets here, and then it essentially has two little folio style pockets there. And this I bought used, and again, I had looked for it for quite some time, and I probably will keep this one forever just because I love the design and it's very practical. Okay, so that's the end of my Chic Sparrow B6 Slim collection. So I'm in right about at a half hour. I apologize for the length, but a lot of people had been asking me for a collection video of some type related to traveler's notebooks, and it had been a long time since I'd been through my entire collection of B6 Slims for Chic Sparrow, and I figured it was time, and doing this video allowed me to do that. So like I said, I'll put links to whichever setups I showed at the beginning that have videos, and if you have a question about any of the particular leathers, and I'm sorry that if I didn't know the name of a particular type or model, but like generally, like with this one, I mean, this one's no longer available. Oh, it's the Mina, M-I-N-A, that's what it is, the Mina. So this isn't available anymore. I mean, you can sometimes find them on buy-sell trade groups, but it seems to be fairly rare that these come up. But, you know, if you have any questions about any of the other ones, the majority of these are retired because I haven't been buying as many lately. I mean, this is from several years of collecting. But like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask below and I'll get to you as soon as I can. And I think that was it for today. So if you have questions, put them below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you next time. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. And until next time, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.